No one cares about your Cummins, bro.
This is not a car for Christmas. This is really more like a plane.
This is an industrial-grade, full-sized truck. It's designed for slow and steady continental touring and agricultural use. Chrysler never intended the Ram 2500 Cummins to be a performance car. But because Cummins are the OG torque champions, the biggest, gruntiest, winningest, navy blue collarist, bigger, best truck. It's a big Boeing 77777 dildo. Shot in Panavision, made possible by Dawn dish detergent. Cummins, the official truck of idling for 30 minutes, regardless of the weather. Cummins, for the man whose favorite videos are girls shooting guns. Oh yeah, Cummins, brought to you by Facebook videos from the driver's seat, featuring these sunglasses. The video title is saying stuff, I'm telling you the real truth. Dodge Cummins, the official truck of married incels. Cummins, brought to you by owning more pistols than penetrative busts. Cummins, the official truck of posts that say, I've been fighting my whole life, ever since I was born. I graduated from the School of Hard Knocks. I have more stepfathers than my truck has fuel filters. Dodge Cummins, the truck that coined the phrase, rust-free. Yo, I got a Cummins. Well, that's cool. What do you tow? Nothing. Every used Dodge Cummins comes with two of these three artifacts: crucifixes, morning after pills, and breathalyzer ignition switches. This 2004 Dodge Ram Cummins features the 5.9-liter Did You Know It Has a Cummins engine, making 325 horsepower and 600 pound-feet of torque from the factory. It's another straw in the milkshake shared between Cummins and Dodge. That relationship began when Dodge wanted to put together a truck with new in-house Chrysler engines, except Chrysler didn't have any engines that would cut it. And speaking in the 1970s, Mitsubishi diesels were used for Dodge's light pickups, but it wasn't until Chrysler's Cummins B engine went into production in late 1984 that things started to turn around. The partnership was mostly one of convenience, since no other company would license their engine designs to be sold as Chrysler products. Chrysler diesels, rather, except for the Cummins company. But it was a partnership that mostly paid off, because when the Cummins diesel found its way into the Dodge Ram in 1989, sales for the Ram increased for the first time that decade. By 1996, the engines were exceeding 200 horsepower, and by 2001, it was getting over 500 pound-feet of torque. But you can't have a Cummins, with a factory tune. Just like you can't have a Golf GTI and not stack tunes like you're making a mix CD for a one-sided crush. The mods on Brett's truck is longer than Stretch Armstrong's dick, so strap in. Here we go. It's got an S&B intake, a GDP intake horn, a fast 150 lift pump, a Beans diesel sump, a Smarty Senior tuner, a PSC steering box brace, a 2-inch leveling kit, an AMS oil bypass filter, coolant filter, Thurn fabrication track bar for suspension, along with updated 4th generation steering to eliminate the death wobble from tire wear and bad bushings. But from what I've read, that is a band-aid on a broken arm, because the real cause of death wobble is all the bad bushings. The thing is about, the death wobble, also seen in almost every single Jeep product with solid axles, is that when one bushing starts to go, it affects the next one that's good, and then they're both bad, and then the next one goes, and the next one goes, and then and there's no escaping the need to modify a Cummins truck, because it's the only way you'll ever get something that fulfills the needs of the diesel scene. Because it's not really about the performance that you do get from tuning these trucks. Because, honestly, I didn't really know this. A stock Cummins is a dog off the line. It's made to tow a whole bunch of weight at 50 miles an hour regardless. But it doesn't accelerate fast. Here's a scene, like we're both at the starting line, and I tell Brett, hey, nail it. We got to get some filming shots up this hill. And my stock Forester is faster.
Go, go, go. say again. I said that was as fast as I could physically shift it.
That was fine, honestly.
Okay, I understand the need to tune these things a little bit more. This changes the entire narrative, because I thought Cummins were fast enough out of the block, but clearly they aren't. No, they're just overbuilt. Otherwise, they're total dogs.
This was in the beginning part of the filming, and Brett had the truck on a stock tune. When I drove it later, he put the performance tune on so I could feel the difference. But it's not about performance. It's about the appearance of performance. Signaling it. Stomping the gas and rolling coal like North Pole gamblers. Is that the sound of 3 airport tugs? Nope. It's the sound of a Cummins mounting the suburbs like a stag and sliding a knife between the ribs of a quiet morning. The diesel scene is a muster of peacocks outside a Chick-fil-A parking lot, holding court with mouthfuls of chicken biscuit and creamed-up coffee, projecting that 10-year-old yellow belt energy of knowing everything and nothing at the same time. Owning a Cummins is the cardinal sin of having good options and taking none of them. It's PA dubbers with no follow-through, but with worse execution when they do. You'd think people with diesel trucks know how to wrench on them. But often, it's just kids who throw light pole mods on the truck with borrowed money. You might expect them to know, but owning a diesel truck isn't a Rosetta Stone for truck ownership. It's the same way how not all neckbeards with glasses know how to build a PC.
Dude, why are you cutting to me right now? What the f-
Cummins. It's a truck for masculinity so toxic that if you rolled around in it, you'd get superpowers. But the superpower would just be the ability to read your own mind and shitpost in your sleep. The diesel community is more toxic than hoggish greedly because it reinforces this weird stereotype of masculinity where you're only as good as your next tune-up. Cummins. For the man who likes Hunter S. Thompson, but only the one quote about how freedom dies if it isn't used. You can tell that because it's a bumper sticker on the back of the truck. You see, they were all out of Dodge the father, ram the daughter stickers. And you gotta project like you're preaching to the nosebleeds. And landlords love Cummins because they know they'll get their security deposit back after he puts all those angry holes in the wall. Dodge Cummins, the Mr. Meeseeks of the diesel community. It was never supposed to hang around this long. But it endures because the people who have them never get any better at being truck owners. It's all about people dumping black smoke because they take pride in not tuning their diesel property. I get it, you're protesting something. And sometimes you'll get your way regardless of the tune. But it's like doing donuts outside of a daycare. You're gonna look like an asshole regardless of why it's happening. And before the hashtag not all diesel owners brigade comes marching in, we get it. There are responsible diesel owners. But if you made it this far without throwing your phone down the nearest flight of stairs, then we're not talking to you. People can spend their money however they want to. And not everybody who buys a Nissan GTR will reach the apex of what that car can do. They're leaving a lot of horsepower on the table, like foreskin at a bris. And not every truck should be dirty all the time, or have battle damage from off-road adventures. But whenever a person buys a truck, and then never tows anything or places anything in the bed, it just feels like the diesel version of a pick-me. It's all angry groans, and jutting your chin and chest out to try to make strangers flinch. It's the, "What are you gonna do about it, huh?" just before someone goes and does something about it. Driving impressions. Well, watch me struggle. Okay, so tune off, no power dog, tune on, spin the tires and blow smoke and you don't go any faster.
And that's what's crazy too, stock clutch, 90 horsepower tune. So imagine this with like a dual disc and on the 210 setting.
Right. Missed sixth again, there it is. Woo! The power tune is turned on now, but the truck doesn't move any faster because all it does is spin its back wheels. This power tune is a rolling coal tune, but it doesn't blow smoke all the time. In order to get this Cummins to protest the opposing political party, shift into a higher gear until the engine starts to lug a little bit, and then bury your right foot. The turbo will build boost, the injectors will dump more fuel than the combustion chamber can consume, and unburnt diesel fuel will flow out the exhaust pipe like tears at a custody hearing. And like litigation, shifting a manual Cummins is a matter of careful interpretation and maneuvering. The threshold for a painless gear change is 800 RPM to 1,200 RPM. If you shift at a lower RPM, the engine sounds like spoons in a blender, and if you shift higher than that, the shifter fights back. This 6-speed is a NV 5600. First gear is a crawler, you don't really need it, and 6th gear is an overdrive. And even though this has 410 gearing, and you can be in 6 at 35 miles an hour, you're still going to be in and out of 6th gear a lot. And the clutch spring feels like it's holding up a garage door. You also have an NP 273 transfer case and AAM axles.
Wait a minute. What am I not seeing on this exhaust piping?
Here's me suffering some more.
Okay, second gear. Let her roll out. Shifts like a school bus. And there she's spinning. And she's loose. I'm hardly breathing on her and she's loose.
Oh yeah, this is...
Dodge Cummins, brought to you by parking in EV charging spaces and waiting around until someone looks at you so you can say, "What? This is a truck for you if your wedding song was Brass Monkey." Dodge Cummins, brought to you by owning Russian surplus night vision goggles and carrying them with them everywhere you go. The steering is hauntingly bad. It's like there's lag. You turn the wheel and the truck responds a half a second later. Although boost is instant, that's a problem. Watch what happened when I tried to do a 0 to 60.
Just kind of feather the clutch a little bit to get it going, so you feel where it is.
Okay, all right. Note for me in editing, start the timer now. Well, now. Oh, it spun.
Oh, she'll spin through 5th.
Oh, there she spun again. Seriously. Oh, shit. All right, I left a huge amount of smoke back there. That was reverse. All right, so that's a bad 0 to 60, and all we want is 40 miles an hour.
You're throwing 6. There you go.
All right, tons of torque. It spins all the time. You weren't kidding about. All right, I learned nothing doing that.
You learned what wheel hop was.
Yeah.
Dodge Cummins, you're wasting your money. Just buy a Toyota Tacoma and a Duke Nukem soundboard.
This is not a car for Christmas, it is really like a plane. No one cares about the pleasure when you only feel the pain. I just wanna own the skies more than you could visualize. What more can I say? All I want for Christmas is planes. Why would I want pain for Christmas? Wait a minute, the plane was last week. Oh.